Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling. Episode 261. And away we go.
Wait till get a shot, boy. Is that the best that you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is my dawn. I'm a mold raiser. Strict man, ain't your boy. About to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, boy. Is that the best that you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 261 of A Shot of Wrestling. I'm your host at Michael J. Putty. Now, when the news broke this week that MJF was starting his own cryptocurrency, my co-host was not to be outdone. Please welcome my co-host, the founder and CEO of Douchecoin, Marcus D. Schwann. Marcus, how you doing, buddy? Did I pronounce it or is it Douche?
Wow.
Is it Douche Coin
Wow,
or Douche Coin?
you always go out of your way. It's just like it's an ongoing thing for you. You always find a creative way. And I'll give you props.
Thank you.
You're very creative what you do.
Thank you, sir.
Just to go out of your way to just fuck up my intro. Ladies and gentlemen, it is me, your favorite actor, the Hollywood assassin Mark Schwann, joined with the host, the heart and soul of Shot of Wrestling, Michael J. Putty. Now, even though I messed up a little bit there, it was still a better job than you, Putty.
Wow, you actually introduced me for the first time. Wow, thank you. Good job, Breach. Maybe you should do that from now on.
Oh, boy, here we go. I don't work for free, Putty.
Okay. Oh, that beer wasn't free. Those shots weren't free.
That's true. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the heart and soul of Shot Wrestling,
Jesus.
Michael J. Putty. My man, how are you doing, bro? Looking slim.
Appreciate the enthusiasm, but you don't need to yell. I am looking slim, my friend, because now all my shirts are too small for me, so now I have to get bigger shirts. So I'm not looking slim. It's just I'm wearing more size-appropriate shirts.
Ah, okay. Well, it's working.
Breach.
It's working.
It's not the actually weight loss I wanted to get. I wanted to fit into my skinny shirts, but now I'm dancing with 300.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm around 290s.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You're 6 foot, what?
6'6".
6'6", 290?
Yeah.
Why have you never gotten in the ring? Like that's like professional wrestler size right there.
It is. It is. A lot of people told me I should have done that or maybe become like a bouncer or like a security.
Yeah. You're like a teddy bear, though. For like a bouncer?
That could be tough. I could be really tough.
You're like one of the nicest people I've met.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you're full of compliments today.
You got me drinking, that's why.
You're right. What Mark wanted to be nice to you, give him Terramon tequila. Available where all liquor stores are.
That's for you, DJ.
Now you just ruined it. You know what? You don't call him DJ. You don't know him like that.
How do you know?
Because I know.
Let me call The Rock right now?
Yeah, please do that right now.
We'll pull Shannon Sharp, or Julio Jones?
Yeah, please do that right now.
I'm more professional than that. I'm not going to do that, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So, where were we?
I remember. It's already gone off the rails already. We're only 4 minutes in.
Has it been that long? It's been the longest 4 minutes of my life.
I need a drink already.
Boy. Do I do that for you? Make you drink?
A lot of things make me drink.
I feel like I'm a trigger for you.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you really are. The whole doucheness is just...
The doucheness? How am I a douche?
You're a flit.
Holy fuck. Did you just really call me a flit?
And, like, it hasn't worn off with you being in Yonkers.
I haven't been called a flayed since God knows when.
So you have been called it before.
I have.
So I'm the first person. Your Honor, I rest my case.
I haven't lived in Long Island in years, bro.
Do you want to tell our listeners what a flit is?
Oh, is it a fucking Long Island douchebag?
Oh, I heard dick. Fucking Long Island dick.
Okay. Well, that's close. I mean, it's about the same.
What the fuck are we talking about?
You called me a flid.
Yeah, call it like I see it.
You know, Queens is kind of part of Long Island. It's on the islands.
No, it's not.
I mean, if you look at Long
No
Island
one cares
as a
about
whole,
this conversation outside New York. No one cares about this conversation.
Okay, fair enough.
Happy 4-year anniversary to the godfather of A Shot of Wrestling, Eric Jaden. 4 years ago today, from July 18th, we aired episode 69, featuring the interview with Eric Jaden. And look how far we've come in 4 years.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, look,
Happy
we
happy
just cracked 3,000 followers on Twitter. Look at us.
Look at us. 10,000 downloads. We're going places, my friend. We're going places.
Over 260 episodes.
Am I right?
Going strong, bro.
We are going strong. Hope your douche coin picks up like this, too.
I don't have Douchecoin.
Okay. But yet, you like the idea, though.
I'm writing down notes as we speak.
Mark, so this is your last show with us, huh, for a couple weeks, right? You're going away?
Yeah, dude, I'm going away. I'm looking forward to it, man. Going to Lake George for a joint bachelor party. And then right after that, immediately after that, I'm going away to Nashville with the wife.
I heard good things about Nashville. I always wanted to go.
Same, like, you know, I'm not a country music fan by any means, but, like, you know, my wife always wanted to go to Nashville. And I'm just like, get me the fuck out of this place. I don't care where we're going. I don't care if it's Iowa. No offense to people from Iowa, but there's not much really I know over there. But Nashville, at least I know there's a lot of things to do. I'm excited. I'm looking to eat my way through it.
Heard the food's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing too. We're going for 4th of July.
Oh, nice.
It's our anniversary around there, so we already checked out a lot of places, and we already made reservations for places. So I am so pumped for this, bro. I just need a vacation so bad.
You and me both, man. So enjoy it. Have fun. Bring me back a souvenir.
Well, you really do you like souvenirs? Are you a souvenir guy?
My mother used to always bring me back souvenirs every time she went away.
Really? Like what?
Magnets, shirts, pens. Like one of those.
Do you like them though?
One of those cheap little things you get at the airport souvenir or the hotel gift shop. As a kid, I loved them.
Really?
Then as I got older, she stopped doing it because, I was older.
Right.
And now, when I started going away for WrestleManias, I was looking at souvenirs and stuff.
Huh.
Like, oh, there's not much cool stuff here. Like, I'm not gonna wear a T-shirt. Like, I started doing I got a couple of shot glasses, maybe magnets, but there's not much souvenirs these days. Maybe I was younger, there's more options, but these days souvenirs aren't really that great.
I remember whenever I went to Florida as a kid with my parents, there were a whole strip of souvenir shops down the street. And my parents would go, I'm like, this is insane. Even as a kid, I was like, who wears this shop? Who would wear hey, welcome to Florida T-shirt? Meanwhile, I've never been.
The coolest place I saw with souvenirs was New Orleans.
Nolans?
They had the cool voodoo shops. There was alligator stuff, southern stuff. That was cool souvenirs there, but I didn't get me anything.
I don't know. I've never been a souvenir guy, personally.
So again, I asked myself for the third time in 8 minutes, what the fuck are we talking about? Let's get into the news.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, please do me a favor.
What's up?
How about you sing us into the news?
It's too late, but I want it that way. Tell me why he ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why he ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way.
It's time for In the News with Michael J. Putty and Mark Schwab.
Oh my
That was well done, Mark.
God.
Well done, Marcus.
I had no idea you were recording that.
Well done, man. If I was on America's Got Talent, I would turn my chair around. Different show, I think. But what, you got the gist. You got the gist. Tell me why. That's the passion, man. That was awesome.
I was just fucking around. I didn't know you were going to use that.
You ready to get into the news?
Wow. I have to really be careful what I say on this mic from going forward. Even if, what are you doing? Are you
what?
What
are you saying? Nothing. Why are you freaking out for?
Because I Lord knows. Wait, are we live right now? Is this thing? Is this a hot mic?
Tell me why. Right.
I hate you so much.
Becky Lynch has not returned to WWE since she relinquished her title and announced that she was going to become a mom. Well, it's been a full year, Marcus. She's coming back sooner rather than later. She hit the Performance Center this week, training for in-ring return. They wanted to bring her back a couple times for appearances here and there, but they haven't really pulled it off yet. It's also reported the women's roster is hopeful that Becky Lynch's return will improve their overall bookings. We've talked about that many times the last couple months.
Stale. Very stale.
Live fans are coming in July, mere weeks away. Just imagine that reaction when her music hits.
Oh, my God. It'll be electric.
Are you excited about Becky Lynch's return, and how do you think they should handle it, where she should go?
Yeah, I mean, no.
Or is this just another, because we heard something similar a couple months ago. This just another tease. Do you think she actually is ready? Because she looks amazing in pictures I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, she, like, okay, well, there is a big difference between being in shape and being in ring shape.
Truth.
1,000% difference. I mean, she looks phenomenal. She's an athlete. She's always been athletic, even before wrestling. She was a stunt performer. So, she's always been in shape. So there's no denying that. But to be in ring shape, though, is a whole other story, as I just mentioned. And I'm sure she wanted to take some more time to make sure she could fully go. And I think WWE, from a business aspect, really wanted to capitalize on their investment with Becky Lynch. I mean, she is the man for a reason. So you want that reaction with a live crowd, especially like, for your first show back or your first week back or whatever it's going to be. You really want to treat the fans after being gone for over a year. Yep. So what better way to do that than bring back the hottest selling item, the hottest selling ticket that you have, Becky Lynch.
Now, I know TNT talked about it a couple months ago, too. TNT does not like AEW having surprise returns. They want to announce it ahead of time to draw people in. Do you think they should announce it ahead of time, or just a big pop, big surprise, have her return?
Big pop, big surprise, man. Like, I'm not really a fan of you, like, giving away the surprise. Like, it's kind of like...
Yeah, I understand where they're coming from, but I didn't agree with it either.
No.
You want to be... Because it's so hard to be surprised in wrestling these days.
It really is.
Everyone's online. Every schmuck like us has a podcast. We all know what's going on. We all know what's up. And it's very rare to be surprised these days, and I want to be surprised.
Yeah. No, like, absolutely, man. Like, when they pull it off, because it is so hard to pull off, you just appreciate it that much more, especially nowadays. When Edge came back for the Royal Rumble, he was doing his best, like, swerve the fans there as far as, like, redirect them to another place. Ronda Rousey did that, too, when she was making her debut.
Mm-hmm.
And you appreciate at least the effort, and then, like, when it comes out to, oh yes, these rumors are indeed true, it still comes off as like a good pop, because, like, oh, maybe it's just too good to be true, blah blah blah, maybe they're right, maybe this is not going to happen, and then it turns out, oh my god, yes, it was right, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And like, you just want that. Like, life is supposed to be filled with surprises, and you just think about the best moments in wrestling. Looking back in the history of it, and a lot of it had to do with surprises.
So Raw, you have holding down, you have Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, Asuka, Alexa Bliss. You have SmackDown, you got Bianca Belair, my girl Bayley, Sasha Banks.
I mean, Sasha Banks is taking some time off, but I think she's going to be back soon.
It's coming back soon. They just want to hold off continuing the rivalry. They want us to fester some more.
Right.
What is the better fit for Miss Lynch here? Which brand needs her more, I should say?
I mean, as much as I was going to say Raw right away, but you look at SmackDown, you just mentioned like 3 names only. Like, who else?
I mentioned 3 names for Raw too.
Well, there's Carmella, right? That's on SmackDown.
Yeah, man. I miss Carmella this week.
Who else? Who else on SmackDown for the women's division?
Oh, Natalya.
I mean, they're tag team women champions, so like they can go they could bounce back and forth.
True.
I don't know. Initially, again, I was going to say Raw, but maybe SmackDown needs her.
And now that they're coming back on the road, I'm assuming they're going to start doing what they always do, keeping couples together. So maybe she'll go to SmackDown with Seth Rollins.
Not necessarily, though. I mean, Corey Graves is on Raw. Carmella is on SmackDown. Naomi, where's Naomi at? Actually,
she's Raw.
She's Raw.
Yeah, but again, this has been when they were all stationed to one thing. Now that they're starting traveling again, the draft or shake-up's coming up soon.
It is coming up, right?
I'm assuming they're going to sell things like they have been.
Okay.
But, I was huge into Becky Lynch when she first became the man, the bad guy. Then when she came, like the fans made her face, and
it still worked.
It was a little stale for me, so I'm excited to see her return, see what incarnation of the man we get this time. Welcome back.
I feel like it became stale after she won at WrestleMania. It was becoming a little bit
Becky
stale.
2 belts?
Yeah.
Too much.
It just, there seems to be an ongoing thing with WWE. Like, it's whatever wrestler is in pursuit of the championship after, getting screwed or, like, not getting their due, whatever it is. There's that chase. And the fans are really hot for the wrestler for that chase.
Yeah.
And they do a really good job creatively, And then once that said wrestler wins the championship, it's like creative has no idea what to do with them anymore. Like, you see it time and time again. Like, Drew McIntyre was the same thing. I feel like Bianca Belair, I feel like she's doing a good job, but some people are saying, I was listening to another podcast on the way over here, and I could understand where they're coming from. They were talking about like, not feeling the whole Bianca Belair Bayley feud. It's just based on laughter.
True.
You know, it's like they're going to look back on this one day and talking to Bianca Belair a few years from now about her first title defense and her first storyline, how she felt. She's like, oh, well, it's going to be the usual. Oh, well, it could have been better.
Well, no, this is just a filler until Sasha Banks comes back. They're holding off.
Right. No, I'm just saying, though, it just seems like for the most part, they never know what to do with like these faces, especially once they win the championship. They lose their luster. I feel like Becky Lynch was a victim of that.
How cool would it be like she does like the Chris Jericho, where she comes back, everyone's loving her, and she just turns heel right there and there. Remember heel Becky Lynch would be
There's
awesome.
too many heels right now.
Yeah, it's true.
Like they need a face. Raw definitely needs the face. That's why initially I was going to say Raw.
Oh yeah, there is overloaded with heels because whatever Rhea Ripley's supposed to be.
Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. I mean, they're both heels. They're both
talk about not buying into a feud, man.
It's a shame. Yeah, it's a shame because
shame.
like they're both so talented.
It's gonna be a good matchup. This feud, I don't care about.
It just makes no sense because especially like when they first had their storyline going to WrestleMania last year, it was pretty damn good. And you would think that they would touch on it. They're acting like it never happened.
Yeah,
makes no sense.
None.
Like there's just so much more they can do with that.
Last month, Rhea Ripley was acting like a face. Now she's acting more heelish.
So inconsistent, man. Do you feel like they're rooting Rhea Ripley at all?
Ruining?
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far yet. I think it's too soon to tell, but they're not doing a great job with her. Make up your mind.
No, they're not doing a good job with her. She's so good. I mean, you look where she was at NXT. I mean, she was phenomenal, untouchable even.
Yep.
And even her first go about in the main event show. I mean, with Raw, SmackDown, when she came on to WrestleMania, I thought she was doing a fantastic job.
But they don't know what to do with her.
But yeah, how do you not know what to do with her?
Is she a face or a heel? Make up your mind, and then we can decide going forward. I think she's probably a better heel, but then apparently Charlotte Flair, one of the best heels in the business right now. It's hard to, I don't know, whatever, their problem, not mine. Good luck. You know the news? WWE introduced a 24/7 title a couple years ago, Marcus. Remember this? Remember why? Because the USA Network suggested it. The power of the networks can heavily influence WWE's plans and encourage them to make some more. And that's apparently happening again, Marcus. Fox and USA are pitching ideas for some themed WWE events. They obviously want to bring up the viewership. Viewership isn't really doing much lately. They're not getting much back in their investment, so to speak.
Well, it's a Friday night.
Talk about Monday, too. So some of the things I've heard being rattled around all week were the King of the Ring tournament, a Cyber Sunday type event, Raw Roulette, old school Raw, maybe a cross promotion with NASCAR and NFL. An idea of a wrestling World Cup was also pitched.
What?
I'm not sure what network's idea that was, but a wrestling World Cup between all three brands. But anyway, the main thing is WWE is listening to suggestions right now. According to a report from Fightful.com, NBC Universal pitched an idea to have a points month. Do you hear about this?
No.
Oh my God! This would require them to keep score to determine a winner based on points system, including like match wins, signature moves, submissions, other moves, other factors.
No. What is it? Was fantasy wrestling?
I don't know, man. There are a lot of ideas floating around.
Wow.
Between NBC, Universal, and Fox.
I have a very easy solution.
How do you feel about these gimmicky shows? Do you think they'll work with ratings? And
no.
What other gimmick shows, themes do you want to see, Marcus?
None.
You don't think they work at all?
No, not really.
Well, because they did that Legends Night a couple months ago, and that worked. The ratings did go up for that. So that's proven to have worked. But I don't know if any casual fans. This is Raw Roulette this week. Let me tune in. I don't know if that's going to work.
That's a Band-Aid fix. That's what it is. You know, how do you stop the bleeding completely? How do you fix this long term? It's really simple. It's very, very simple. Creative, consistency, and continuity. You know, it's really fucking simple. It's a simple formula. You look at any TV show, you know, because wrestling, I'm sorry to break it to everyone, but it is a form of entertainment. It's not necessarily just sports. It's sports and entertainment. So would
you call it sports entertainment?
You know, that's a brilliant idea. They should package that. But no, I mean, you look what's going on. I mean, there's a lot of writing involved. There's a lot of creative involved. But like, I don't know what they're doing. They have no idea what they're doing. It just makes no sense. NXT has a better idea of what they're doing.
Yeah, they don't need gimmicky shows.
They don't. No, they'll have In Your House, which is fine.
The takeovers, that's fine.
Yeah, but like,
I
don't get it.
I like the gimmicky shows. I like the Raw, old school Raws, the Legends nights, just to see the old faces come back and see how they interact with the new faces. But I think the term you use is hit the nail on the head, Band-Aid. And so I'm all for them, but I don't think they're going to work as well as they think it's going to work.
No. And you know what's crazy though? Like, as much as I say that, I mean, NXT's ratings aren't so good.
Yeah,
but
it's also NXT.
It's also NXT, right?
That's not a knock against NXT. Just people don't watch NXT.
No,
Casual fans don't watch NXT.
Right.
Yeah, for whatever reason. Probably for the same reason casual fans don't watch Impact, because of that stigmata early on. NXT is just nobody's.
But Raw, especially, like, another problem too is the 3 hours. But
that's a different conversation for a different show.
But at the same time, though, if you're able to utilize the roster effectively, right, and really have meaningful storylines with everyone, you could have a much better show.
Absolutely.
It just seems like they're scrambling every week. I mean, like, how many times have you heard it? Vince McMahon rips up all the plans and has like a new idea like the day of or hours before the show.
I've heard it for SmackDown occasionally, but it seems like we only hear that for a Raw.
Yeah.
Like, he comes in Mondays and throws everything out. You don't hear it too much for SmackDown, but I don't get that either. I would be so pissed if I worked so hard on this and then this guy just throws everything away last minute. I'm like...
John Moxley actually said something very interesting on a podcast. He was talking about how Raw's WWE's promos fucking suck. He specifically said that because they're just so wordy and they use unnecessary words. And now I'm paraphrasing at this point because it seems like they don't necessarily have either A, creative enough people, or B, people have no clue about wrestling.
Okay,
that's what it just really seems like. You know, I keep on stressing. You know, look at the success of the Attitude Era, right? And I'm not saying go back to the Attitude Era. I'm not saying that by any means. But you look at what they did. They utilized their roster. They came up with creative storylines every time. It wasn't always for the World Heavyweight Championship, right? It wasn't always the centerpiece. Like, the World Championship would be like a cherry on top, pretty much. There would always be something else layered within the championship match to make it more interesting, to make it more impactful, to make it more meaningful, and to keep the fans watching.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they refuse to go back to that. They're trying to be like, you know, keep the whole wrestling facade, but yet trying to act like UFC? I don't know.
No one knows. No one knows, Marcus.
It's been a chore. It's been a chore to watch.
I'm pretty assuming if NBC Universal and Fox are wanting this, we're going to see this happening. That's not a question of if, it's when and what we're going to see of. I didn't mind Cyber Sunday events too much. I thought that was interesting. But
again, though,
again, I don't mind them here and there, but like
right.
flooded my TVs with, no. You got to use it sporadically.
This is how wrestling dies, right here.
Cody Rhodes?
No, not Cody Rhodes.
Again, we're watching AEW because it's Friday night on TNT. Speaking of AEW, Marcus, another news. AEW is coming to New York for the very first time.
Hell yeah.
The venue and location were very carefully chosen. I was wondering why they chose this location. Because New York is a WWE territory.
Mm-hmm.
New York is the WWE territory going back since, what, 50s, 60s? Vince Sr.?
Way before we were born.
Chris Jericho spoke to the New York Daily News and revealed why they picked the venue they did. They wanted to do things a little differently, saying, and I quote, "We've expanded to a lot of people that are just excited to see a different style of wrestling after being fed the same dish for 20-plus years. One of the reasons why AEW has done so well is because it's different from WWE, and that's obvious. We do things differently than them, but New York is a stronghold for WWE. I'm sure we could have gone to the Garden or done Barclays Center, but those have the W brush on them. Let's go somewhere else, make it our new New York market. Let's make it our home. That's why we chose Arthur Ashe Stadium. That's going to be our stronghold in McMahon country." Interesting technique. What are your thoughts?
I dig it.
I
really do.
I was like, why are they doing Arthur Ashe Tennis Stadium?
Right.
Then I hear his explanation, and that makes so much fucking perfect sense.
It does.
It's amazing.
Cody Rhodes.
Do you plan on going?
Yes. Carson, my friend Carson Niehoff, who's been on the show a few times, hit me up. We talked about it, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it, man. I'm down. Let's do this. I have to say, man, Cody Rhodes does not get enough credit. Like, I think he's damn good in the ring what he does, but like for how smart he is.
So this is a Cody Rhodes decision, you think?
Well, it sounds like he has something to say about it. He's the spokesman for it, so he probably had some sort of input about it. But this is a great move by AEW in general. This is how you get into New York. WCW never really got into New York.
No, so they were going for the big markets, the big venues.
The Impact got into New York.
Well, they went to the local, small, intimate, like indie arenas,
right?
Such as the Melrose Ballroom,
right?
Which are very small, intimate venues.
And this is like a hybrid between like a small, intimate venue and like a larger.
No, this is a huge venue. Have you ever been there?
No, I've never been.
It's a huge, massive venue.
Okay, so fuck me, I'm wrong.
Yeah, so outside in September, hope the weather's nice.
Hopefully.
But like I was like, when I read this, I'm like, this is a great idea, man. Good for them.
I'm excited for it, man. And if we're able to get the tickets for it, that'd be my first AEW event that we would be going to. So
that makes sense. Their New York debut.
Yeah.
And what a way to do it.
Hell yeah, bro. Now, you said you're not going at all.
I don't have no plans on going.
Man, dude. What would it take for you to be more into AEW? Like, why are you so, like,
again,
not invested in
it? I'm not invested into it. It's not a knock on it. I don't hate AEW. I like what they're doing. I'm not invested in any storyline. I am not invested in any character or one of the factions. I'm just not invested into it. Nothing has sucked me in yet. Like I watched Impact. When I started watching Impact, I wasn't sucked in right away. I'd have waited for a bit. So I'm not really invested in anything. I watch it because I have to watch it for the show. I'm not bored watching it.
Okay.
So I don't have a favorite wrestler. I don't have a favorite storyline. I don't have a favorite anything.
Like no one else. What about Britt Baker?
Yeah, she's cool. Probably the best one on the show.
Yeah.
But it's like nothing's really sucking me in. And so why would I go waste...
Eddie Kingston?
Why would I go waste my money buying on a ticket on a product I'm not sold on when someone else who is a diehard AEW fan can go? Well, I feel like I would take away a spot from somebody who wants to be there.
What about the experience, man? Just like, try something new, get back out there, have a good time with your friends,
We're having a good time now?
I mean, I'm having a good time with you right now, but like, it's a whole other experience going to a live show. You know that.
Right.
Yeah, how many WrestleManias have you gone to?
15.
Yeah, exactly.
15.
How about trying to go to
14.
How about trying to go to AEW? Have you gone to Impact?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You have. You told me about this.
Bound for Glory. What a great weekend that was. I did a Melrose Ballroom. Whole weekend. VIP weekend, man. Rubbing elbows with the president of Anthem Entertainment, Ed Nordholm.
So, but like, what if you go to AEW and then like you have that whole experience? Like, wow, you know what? This is it. I'm
already
into it.
I was already invested into Impact before I went. I went to the Hall of Fame that night.
That's right. You told me that.
Yeah. Met LA Knight. Almost bought Moose a drink. Moose is kind of a dick. I didn't want to bother him.
But yeah, he's your boy.
Moose is the best. Speaking of AEW, real quick, weighing at 6 pounds, 12 ounces. Welcome, Liberty Iris Reynolds.
Oh, that's right.
Congratulations to Brandy and Cody Rhodes.
Cheers to them.
Cheers to them.
Clink.
Clink. You ready to get into some TV Takedown, Marcus?
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about, right?
So before we get into that, Marcus, please sing us into...
No, you're not. Stop.
Not this time.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
All right, Marcus, as mentioned last week, what a great weekend of wrestling we had ahead of us, and man, did it deliver. Let's start on Saturday. Impact presented Against All Odds. I said it was a great card, top to bottom, and it was a great card, top to bottom. I mean, all these matches delivered. What a fantastic card that was. But, I mean, there's only one thing to talk about, Mark. I mean, Moose versus Kenny Omega, quote-unquote live from Daly's place for the Impact Championship. How great was Moose? How good did he look? How impressive was Moose?
I mean, Moose showed up, for sure. I mean, there was no denying that he wasn't going to show up. But, as we kind of said, I mean, like, it seemed like it was the whole thing was pretty much a setup for Kenny Omega to face Sami Callihan.
Yeah. Oh, you knew that going into it, yeah.
Yeah. Especially the way, like, the promos were on Thursday before an Impact. And then, like, it was the shocking moment there with Sami Callihan getting fired.
Yeah.
Which threw a swerve in the whole plans there. And I dug it.
I remember last week I mentioned, we've seen the Good Brothers on AEW, but we haven't seen the Young Bucks on Impact. And what happened?
And boom.
Boom.
But you know what? Of course that made sense because it was at AEW's home turf.
Yeah. So it happened. I don't want to see it again because Young Bucks.
I'm trying. I'm trying to like the Young Bucks. They piss me off. I'm going to sound like Jim Cornette, I feel like, right now.
Okay. Going on the rant, Marcus.
They piss me off because, like, they have a good look.
Mm-hmm.
They're so athletic, like ridiculously athletic. Probably the most athletic tag team I've ever seen. And they know each other so well because, obviously, they're brothers.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I feel like they do just a lot of unnecessary shit in the ring.
Heard that a lot, yeah.
It just... And like the lack of selling and everything, like I feel like if they were to work smarter, they would be like so much better in my eyes, and I would appreciate them a lot more.
I was watching them I'm not a Young Bucks fan again. I never really bought into them. Not that their heels are so like annoying, but then other thing is they're supposed to be annoying,
right?
So does that mean they're doing a good job?
I think so.
I
think so. Again, I just That's my knock on them personally. Like, hell, there's a lot of people that love them, so obviously they're doing something right. But me personally, I guess I lean more towards like that old school mentality, if you will. So that's for me. Like, I wish I saw more of that from them.
That makes sense.
All right, thank you.
And props to Rosemary. I think Deonna Purrazzo versus Rosemary was a match. Of course, it's Deonna Purrazzo though. I thought that match was solid too. I mean, against all odds, Impact Plus, great card. But not to be outdone, the next night, NXT in your house.
Yes.
This one we might have a different opinion on because that card, top to bottom, was running on all cylinders. It's from the go.
It was pretty solid, man. Even like the one match I feel like that was underrated was like Mercedes Martinez and Xia Li.
Yep.
Like that. That was a pretty damn good match, and I did not expect Xia Li to win.
Really?
Yeah, I really didn't.
Well, I kind of feel like they were because they kept mentioning how she lost to her.
True.
So I feel like this is going to be her get the win back and keep this feud going.
Or maybe I just was never really that overly sold on Xia Li, especially compared to Mercedes Martinez. But and then the ending there. Oh God, what's her name?
Taichin? I don't want to sound like an asshole. Am I mispronouncing
Right.
her? But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, she's finally getting some action, physicality out of her.
She threw her like nothing,
Nothing.
which is pretty badass. So I feel like that was a low key cool moment. But we have to talk about the Fatal 5-Way. Like that was just
Okay.
I mean, here's my note on it. Ready for this?
I am.
That was just a crazy fucking good match.
Yeah, it was very chaotic too at some points, but it was really, really cool, man. There were a lot of good spots, a lot of good storytelling.
Yeah, and all five of those guys.
Shout out to the Way for rocking the click gear. By the way,
Yeah, I dug that. But all five of them, like they look like stars.
yeah,
Even
Well,
Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah. I mean, he passed out at the end there, but like, I also have to appreciate like the facial reactions there on that. Like you just saw like when Karrion Kross locked in his hold on them, you just saw like O'Reilly's eyes.
Yeah. That was a nice
Just
spot.
go blank. That was a cool moment. That was really on O'Reilly right there. So that's why I say everyone looked like a star, even though O'Reilly took the big L.
Yeah,
Like he sold that so fucking well and made Karrion Kross look like an absolute beast.
and the record books will show he lost, but no one lost in that match.
No, not at all. Like any of those guys can go to the main roster tomorrow, and I think, well, I would hope
Yes,
that they would do well.
they break the NXT curse.
Right.
Was Johnny Gargano one of the guys who doesn't want to go to the main roster? I know Thomas Ciampa didn't want to go.
I think so because like how many times could have Gargano gone to the main roster?
I feel like he just won't be used right because he's like a main event player there. He's not going to be a main event player in the main roster anytime soon. He might be eventually, but he's a very small guy. Vince likes things about small guys.
Right. Is he smaller than Daniel Bryan?
That I don't know about.
He seems like slimmer, if you will. But Gargano's crushing it in NXT. Like you're right.
Why go to the main roster?
I feel like he might get the Chad Gable treatment if he goes to the main roster, and that would be a damn shame. Gargano, I feel like if he wanted to go to the main roster, it would have already happened.
It's true.
What about for you, man? What was your NXT takedown?
I mean, I don't sound like a broken record here, but it's never a bad time when Raquel Gonzalez is on my TV. She looked impressive. Those big, powerful power spots. Ember Moon looked good as well. They looked good together. I think they had good chemistry. I think it was a good title match. That ending when she just hit that Chikanga, I forgot what she calls it, that power bomb, one-armed power bomb out of the Snake Eyes. It was very impressive.
Yeah, the way how she hit that was pretty cool. I have to say, I've never been overly impressed with Ember Moon.
No, neither have I.
I'll admit that, but
I'm here tonight. Yeah.
I will give her some credit here with this. Like, she's been much better when she came back down to NXT from the main roster.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're right. I mean, this match was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
I dug the spots too. I mean, Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai made Ember Moon look fantastic, and I liked how Dakota Kai, when she was interfering in the match and doing her thing on the side, really making sure Raquel Gonzalez stays heel, because I feel like she could turn face any moment because she's just got so much momentum.
Yeah, that's true. I just hope it's not one of those things where the people turn on her when she's face. I was like, she had good things going on. Keep her how she is. No rush. We're good. We're good.
I'm really feeling a lot of, and I know they kind of they play about it, but I really do feel like the Shawn Michaels Diesel vibe between those two.
It's one of the first things I mentioned when I first saw her. I'm like, I got the vibe,
right?
And, which means that breakup is going to be more epic. That rivalry is going to be awesome. If done right.
I really hope that they do win the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship again. While Raquel Gonzalez is champion.
I hope so too. They deserve a nice little run with them because, again, they're dominant and will play well into the championship storyline.
And Dakota Kai is really not getting enough credit.
No.
At all.
But she was a big part of NXT Women's Division, and now she's playing her role as a sidekick now.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the transition to that, I mean, we all know Dakota Kai is good, but right now in this storyline, if you will, with Raquel Gonzalez winning the championship and her wanting tag team gold, do you feel like this is definitely leading somewhere?
Oh, absolutely, hands down. It's the typical. It's wrestling 101.
Right.
If you watch wrestling at all in your life, you know what's coming.
I think the payoff is going to be spectacular, and I'm all for it. I'm along for the ride, man.
I really enjoyed the ladder match, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to do. I
mean, we talked about this too. I mean, the storyline, it was one of those scenarios where the build is going to be better than the match.
That's what I was saying. The match wasn't bad. For some reason, I guess I was expecting more. I'm like, oh.
What were you really expecting? I feel for what it was, the match was pretty damn solid. It was up there for me.
It was solid, but something I don't know. It was I didn't walk away saying, "Oh man, this is my match of the night." I thought it was going to be, but maybe because it's Raquel Gonzalez and that 5-way were just so much better.
I mean, the 5-way was spectacular, and I'm not really a fan of multi-man matches, but this was pretty solid.
And good seeing Todd Pettengill, especially trapped in the '90s. I like how they did that consistently through the show. Props. I hope he comes back. What's he doing now? Nothing.
He's waiting for in your house takeovers. That's it.
Anyway, moving on to TV this week. What do you got for me?
Well, I mean, we're just going to continue on the trend here. There were a few cool moments, but I feel like the biggest moment for me was NXT continuing the trend. When LA Knight turned on the $1 Million Man. I actually did not see that coming.
Really?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I thought that, I really had a feeling Ted DiBiase, we were talking about, would come about to be someone's manager. It seemed like LA Knight and $1 Million Man could have a cool vibe there, if you will. Both men could talk. It would be kind of like when CM Punk had Paul Heyman as manager, but except way different vibe here, of course, with a $1 Million Championship. Clearly not the case. I mean, LA Knight did a good job selling it. He did a really good job selling it. I mean, the dude is really just a natural on the mic. He's got a great look, and obviously so good in the ring. But respect to Ted DiBiase. I think that was the biggest thing I didn't expect. I didn't expect him to take a bump, and then continue to take a beating after LA Knight was kicking the shit out of him on the ground. But yeah, this just really cemented LA Knight as a true heel, and I think they needed to, because now that they have fans coming back into the arena, LA Knight is just so likable, especially his whole thing, L.A. Knight. I mean,
finally you did it. I'm trying to get you to do that for months.
But it's easy for the fans to hop along and do that. If you want to keep him heel, you got to do him. You have to have him do something vile, right? And this was incredibly vile and disgusting. and I loved it. You know, he's just a natural heel. And then it was really cool to see Cameron Grimes get that pop, making the save. You know, that was a really cool moment there for him. He looked good doing it. The storyline, I did not see it going this way at all. I didn't expect it from the very beginning when Cameron Grimes was doing the whole, $1 million spiel, if you will. You know, I thought it was just going to be comedic props. Did not expect it going down this way. I am loving it.
One of the best things going on right now.
It really is. This is great creative.
There you go.
This is a great story.
Absolutely, hands down. I've been all in on the storyline since the beginning. Again, I thought I was biased because I'm a $1 Million Man fan, but nope. Great.
Did you expect him taking a bump?
Okay. Going into Tuesday night, I wasn't sure what to expect.
Okay.
But when LA Knight started dropping the LA Knight gimmick and was very sincere, very genuine, very heartfelt.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, oh no, something's going to happen. Something bad's going to happen here. Oh no. I didn't expect him to take a full-on punch to the face and like the beating that he took. But I was, oh man, just the whole, like, oh no, I was just waiting for it. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. And it happened. And this just solidified LA Knight as fucking badass.
Can we just pause?
I like how he said, how now I have your property. This is my belt now.
Dude, that was
something
a
along those
great
lines.
line. That was a great line.
Yeah.
Great shot too.
Yeah.
Great camera work there. Can we just pause and give props to Ted DiBiase? How old is that man? I don't think he was like the healthiest person. Like, didn't he have some health problems too? Am I wrong on that?
Probably. I'm not too sure about that. I don't think so.
But
nothing too serious anyway.
But much respect to him, man, for taking that. Didn't expect it. Loved it. Sold it even more. And I feel like that actually really helped Cameron Grimes get over as a babyface fully. I mean,
absolutely. The way they popped for him, it just it showed that this face turn for him worked.
Oh, totally.
And he bragged about being rich, chanting all the time about going to the moon, and like people are cheering for him. What a great time, man! Great. This whole storyline is fan.
I actually
fantastic.
feel like, and here's the pun here. I feel like this moment here put Cameron Grimes' face turn to the moon.
Absolutely, it solidified it.
1,000%.
So now what happens here?
Oh well, we knew going into the takeover that this was going to be an ongoing thing. Like
absolutely,
yeah.
But like, does Cameron Grimes eventually win the belt back and like get redemption for Ted DiBiase? Bring back the belt to Ted DiBiase's?
Does Ted DiBiase represent Cameron Grimes?
We can go on all night, Marcus.
Here's the thing, though. Already, we talked about it last week. I feel like already, though, the $1 Million Championship, its stock has gone up. It's already better. It's already better than the other storylines that it has been since it's come back before with Stone Cold.
The only problem I had is I want to see it around his waist. I think he would look amazing with that belt around his waist. It's a beautiful belt.
It is a beautiful belt.
Check out Green Man's wedding album. You'll see. I kind of wish Green Man was here because he does a great Ted DiBiase impersonation of that laugh. I can't do it, but he does a spot-on impersonation of it. We could use it right here. But yeah, I guess we agree then because that was my takedown this week too.
Okay. Quick show. All right, man. So good night. Good luck. I'll see you guys when I see you. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. But did you notice the little dig at WWE on Impact with when Kiera Hogan got dumped into the dumpster?
Oh,
she got knocked into a dumpster.
Uh-huh.
And Tasha Steelz got knocked out and thrown into a wall. She's like, "Oh, Kiara, you okay? You okay?" And she stands up out of the duster and like she's holding up a trash bag with Mickey written on it.
Oh.
So now everyone's assuming Mickey James is going to come back to Impact, but that was a great little dig at what happened.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we're going to see someone show up in Impact for sure.
More than one. So the end of Impact, when the Anthem representative came out.
Tommy Dreamer.
I had a feeling it was going to be someone we knew. It had to be somebody.
They were teasing that. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting Tommy Dreamer, though.
No. Good touch.
I just felt like I love Scott D'Amore. I felt like he was overselling it, overacting a little bit. Kind of took away because Tommy Dreamer didn't really say anything specifically towards Scott D'Amore, and he just lost his shit.
Right. It pretty much telegraphed the fact that it was going to be Don Callis.
Yeah. So now it's officially done. Don Callis is quote unquote officially fired from Impact Wrestling
as an executive, though, because I see on social media promoting it still with Don Callis at Kenny Omega's side.
Well, he's Kenny Omega's hand, invisible hand, yeah.
Right.
But he's not a part of the executive board of Impact anymore.
Right.
So now it's official. Good job. I thought Impact was good.
Again, like, okay, so talking about, the end of
Impact?
the pay-per-view.
Against All Odds?
Against All Odds, right. Yeah, again, this evolves the story a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
With Kenny Omega versus Sami Callihan. It makes it more interesting. That's what I really liked about this moment here. Yes, there was a little bit of overselling from Scott D'Amore's part. But overall, I mean, like, it elevates it for sure. It's just another layer. And that's again, we talking about earlier before about what WWE Creative could do. Again, this is for the Impact World Heavyweight Championship, but obviously there's more to it. It just so happens to be World Heavyweight Championships on the line, but they've been avoiding Sami Callihan. There's a story behind this, blah blah blah. The guy's scum. He's a piece of shit. Yada yada. He's chaotic. He's bad for business. And now flipping this gets Don Callis fired.
Yeah.
I mean, it's making it a little bit more personal now. It's
a lot more personal,
it's a very good touch.
I like it. Also, like classic comedic duos, Laurel and Hardy, right? The Three Stooges.
Mm-hmm.
Abbott and Costello.
Mm-hmm.
This was more big in the silent film era, but like when these duos are arguing, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but they over actuate their hand signals, like they're throwing their hands in the air,
yeah, it's
waving their arms around,
theater-esque. Yeah,
I noticed the same thing with Don Callis and Scott D'Amore as they were walking away after he fired Sami Callihan.
Yeah,
they were walking through the tunnel. Scott D'Amore is like waving his hands around. Don Callis is up his hands up in the air. It reminded me of every silent film. Like, I was waiting for that music.
That's really funny.
That's all I got for TV, Marcus. Anything else?
I want to make a note on this, and I'm going to get hate mail for sure. I'm going to talk about your girl, Eva Maria.
Okay.
From Raw.
Please. How amazing was that?
I feel like this is so creative. This was like one of the best swerves, I feel like.
I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't think you would agree with it, but okay, please.
So
you're surprising me here, Marcus. I'm wearing off on you.
On Twitter, they announced, right? Like Eva Maria versus Naomi on Monday Night Raw, right? And already the fans are up in arms. Did you read any of these comments? Did you read any of these tweets?
I heard about it. I didn't even want to read them because I'd probably get pissed off, so I didn't read them.
Oh, my God. Already, like, they're going to have Naomi lose to Eva Marie? Oh, my God. Oh, this is horrible. Raw sucks. What are they doing? Raw didn't even air yet. Yeah. Keep in mind, this is wrestling. It's sports entertainment. Anything can happen. Who says that Eva Marie's going to get a clean win? Who says it's even going to end in a win or a loss? I
get what they're saying. Love Naomi. Naomi's one of the best in-ring talents they have, and I think she's being wasted. So I get what they were saying, but relax. Relax.
Enjoy the show. Let's see what happens first before you get all up in arms. And what happens? Right? I had a feeling something was going to be up, by the way.
Something had to happen.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be like necessarily Eva Marie versus Naomi straight up. What happens? Viper Pipper Nevin. Is that how you say your name?
Close enough.
From NXT UK comes out. By the way, I heard her new name change after the fact. Not a fan of the new name.
Something stupid, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was
Dewdrop or something like that?
Yeah, that was the new trademark. So they assume it's her. We're not assuming it yet.
I hope it's not. But it was so unique how they did this. She comes in the ring. People are a little bit confused. But yet, why are we confused as audiences? Because we heard that Eva Marie is going to come out, is going to be like more of like a manager role, right?
Yeah, that was her thing. She's going to be a more... She wasn't going to be an in-ring competitor. She's going to be more... Not a manager, but more like a motivational person.
Right. I mean, those were the vignettes that were coming out. That made sense. So it was almost like, one of those beach body inspirational coaches, right?
Also, the plan I heard was for her not to be... He was to be a face. Which when I found out she was debuting before the live crowds, smart. You get to pipe in your reaction, maybe see that she is getting cheered, maybe she is being a positive role model, air quotes.
No, this is clearly healed.
And then maybe when you get to a live crowd, people are like, okay, maybe she isn't so bad. But what they fucking did here, genius.
It was genius.
Loved it.
And then at the end,
great.
At the end of the match, Eva Marie is announced as the winner.
Eva Marie is now undefeated in Monday Night Raw. It's great.
Oh, I loved it, man. And I have to say,
I don't know how she's going to wrestle in that outfit, but she looked like a smoke show, like $1 million.
Low key props to Corey Graves for putting her gimmick over.
Okay.
Were you listening to the commentary?
I heard it, but specifically, I don't know what you're talking about offhand.
You're talking about how inspirational she is.
Oh, yeah.
Yada yada. Go off, like really putting the gimmick over. Props to him for doing that, because it all tied it together very nice.
I saw somebody on Twitter saying, I don't know how I feel about this. I see what they're saying, but also like, relax. Piper Niven, whatever her name is.
Piper Niven, yes,
was a big name in NXT UK.
Yeah.
So how do the announcers not know who she is?
That's
Okay.
that's the one knock I would have.
I
on
get.
that, yeah.
I mean, I think you're overthinking things. I get it, but I think you're just Let's relax. Let's see what's going on here.
Right.
Then they weren't even tagging her. But Eva Maria did eventually tagged her. So
Yeah.
I just hope they don't go that new name route.
No.
See what happens.
No.
She looked good doing it. I mean, all right. I haven't seen Piper I've never seen her actually. Maybe she was in the Royal Rumble. Maybe I don't remember. But okay. See how
I know her reputation very well. Like
See where this goes.
she's very well respected in the wrestling world, especially in the indies. And yeah, I mean, she's good for her having that spot on Monday Night Raw.
Huge spot for her.
Clearly, it's going to be an ongoing thing.
Also, I heard rumors 2 weeks ago. It might have been they were going to give Eva Marie muscle with Mercedes Martinez.
Oh, okay.
So then I'm like, oh, but then this. I'm curious to see where this now works out.
Yeah,
I thought it was well done.
I really, I mean, I thought it was creative. The word of the day for me. It was fresh, which I appreciate. You know, especially for Monday Night Raw. We never really talk about that.
It was kind of similar. It reminded me of her last run in WWE, where she got the fancy introduction by the professional voiceover guy. Yeah. She would start the match, but something happened. She couldn't finish the match. She couldn't wrestle. She couldn't do something. And kind of similar here, where we were built as this, but then Swerve, she can't do it.
This works better though for her.
Yeah,
I would think.
Well, so far,
yeah.
See the follow up is.
I'm curious to see more of it. I feel like we kind of have to talk about the Hell in a Cell SmackDown match, right?
Did we?
I mean, that was a big moment. That was a big moment for your TV.
It was a good match. Not as great as I thought it was going to be. The ending was weird.
The ending was very weird. You brought out best. You said it seemed like
timing.
They were running out of TV time.
He powerbombed him. A running powerbomb from the ring into the cage, which is a very dangerous spot. A lot of things could have gone wrong. So props to Rey Mysterio for taking that. But then all of a sudden he just throws him in the ring, puts a submission on him, a weird submission on him.
Weak submission, I would say. And Rey tapped out so
right
fast.
Away. Yeah, I feel like something went wrong here. But okay. I like the original guillotine that he does, not this inverted one.
Yeah. I feel like you could just, what did I say? It looks like you could easily get out of that.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like they didn't really sell that well at all. But
now Jimmy has fallen in line, apparently.
And Roman gets Father's Day off.
Yeah. No Jay. Okay. Congratulations to Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley for now main eventing Hell in a Cell, because they were not going to. That was not going to main event.
Well, you know what were you saying to me though about USA's pissed off that Fox got this?
USA was pissed off that Fox got Hell in a Cell, and they didn't. Going back to what we talked about in the news, gimmick matches. So they felt like this is going to draw more people to SmackDown. What is USA getting?
Right.
I guess Raw Roulette. Okay.
I thought that was very interesting that you brought that up. I was like, oh wow, yeah. I mean, it makes sense for USA to be pissed off. I mean, we've never seen Hell in a Cell on TV.
No, first
period.
Time. Yeah.
And then Fox got it. I mean, that's big for Fox.
Huge. On 2 days before Hell in a Cell.
So how does Raw top that?
The main event of Hell in a Cell is now taken away from a pay-per-view to go on Fox TV.
Like, I really don't understand why they did this.
And no one's giving an explanation as why.
Right.
There's no explanation given.
Other than I'm joking, but I might be serious. Maybe Roman really just wanted off for Father's Day.
Maybe. Nuts.
Because I was there was a certain point when Roman had his back to Jimmy at the end there.
Something's going to happen.
I thought Jimmy was gonna blast him from behind, but nothing. You saw the logo on the bottom, copyrights, blah blah blah. End of the night, we just tune on the AEW. It's like, wow.
I'm getting a little tired of Fox SmackDown Live Friday nights ending like 3-4 minutes early. Like it goes off the air like 9:56, 9:57. Like what? Give me 3 more minutes. Did somebody say 3 minutes? Uh-oh. Anyway, Marcus, on that note, what do you have for me for go-home thoughts?
Well, even though I'll be taking the next 2 weeks off, this Tuesday, Hollywood's Corner will still be happening. I have a very special interview with AEW and New Japan's Danny Limelight. So be on the lookout for that. It hits Shot of Wrestling's YouTube page, 9 o'clock this Tuesday. Eastern Time, of course, I'm talking about. And I think we have to mention this. Props to Green Man, our very own Green Man, being the assistant coach for basketball.
Ass coach.
Yeah, he called it ass coach. That will be on August 1st. My interview with Shane Fair, we talks more about that.
Good job. I like that interview. Thank you, Shane, for your time.
Yeah, no,
Shane. You carried that interview, Shane.
Shane rocked, of course.
Of course.
So, yeah, you look at that interview. That's also up on the Shaw of Wrestling's YouTube page, where he talks more about that for a great cause, by the way. Mm-hmm. Shane coming from the heart, man. I think that's a cool thing that he's doing.
Damn. Jade Cargill smoking hot on my TV right now. Anyway, what were you saying? Basketball,
right? I was plugging basketball and Green Man. What do you got, Putty?
Well, today we're doing the show Friday, June 18th. 1 month since my father passed away. He passed away on May 18th.
Has it been a month already?
It's been a month.
Wow.
4 weeks. It feels like a lot longer, and just like yesterday at the same time.
Right.
Very weird. So I made it to the first month.
Cheers. How you feel? I
appreciate some coach friends of mine who've been checking on me regularly. You include Marcus. Thank you very much. I made it to the first month. This weekend's Father's Day. We're going to dinner to his favorite restaurant to celebrate. So I made it to the first month. So those of you who listen to me bitch and cry for the last 4 weeks, I think we're done. I don't have to read up too much anymore. But yeah, it's been 1 month. It's fucking nuts. And it just reminded me of that totally stupid analogy. Years ago, that was that black and blue dress.
Yes. I was just talking about that.
But then there was also white and gold.
Yeah.
I saw it as black and blue. But when I thought about white and gold, I saw white and gold. It would blur black into black and blue. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel now. Like it just feels like thinking about the wake and the funeral. It feels like it just happened yesterday. But I also feel like the process of getting into it feels like so much longer ago.
Right.
It's a weird feeling.
But
it's been 1 month, man. It's fucking nuts.
It's part of the process, man.
Yeah.
It's all.
And again, still part of me feels like he's still in a hospital somewhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I fully it's sunk in yet, but one day at a time, my friend. The first milestone's here. The second one will be here on Father's Day. 1 day at a time.
You got this, man.
I do. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And the moment you feel like you don't, I always got your back.
Preach. In other news, let's end on a happy, cheerier note. Marcus, I know you're not a fan of it, but I love in the show WE Hidden Treasures or Most Wanted Treasures.
Okay.
The first couple episodes were very fun.
Okay.
I like that shit, right? Not only artifacts, memorabilia, but like treasure hunting. Well, the last couple episodes have been more serious, more kind of biographical. I learned a lot more. It was J.T. Snake Roberts. That was a very serious one, learning about his life, his addiction, and his animosity towards the honky tonk man. It was a very interesting episode.
Really?
The following one was Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Greg Valentine.
Apparently, Brutus the Barber Beefcake is not doing well.
Not too well. So hopefully, keeping our thoughts and prayers. Hopefully, recovers sooner. But that was also because a lot of stuff I didn't know I learned by watching this episode. The penultimate finale was 2-hour special on Andre the Giant.
Oh wow,
that was one of the best episodes I've seen. You learned so much. What an impact he had. The guys who won the trip were, ironically enough, Big Show and Mark Henry. Okay. Stephanie said the only two guys who could actually do Andre justice are you two WWE legends.
Right.
Both of them now are in AEW, though.
Yeah. It is funny.
But those two guys had such an affinity to Andre the Giant. You learned so much. It was a 2-hour episode, but it went really quick. It was really fascinating. I'm bringing this up, Marcus, because I know you don't like the show. But the season finale, 2-hour special on Ric Flair with Charlotte Flair.
Oh, man.
So if it's following the same pattern they have done the last couple weeks, I feel this is going to be a fantastic episode. So set your DVR, Marcus. Sunday nights, A&E, Ric Flair special, WWE Most Wanted Treasures. I'm looking forward to that episode.
No, there's another show out, too, that's like a biography. Is that AEW as well? Not AEW.
Yeah. A&E's doing. They did an 8-part biography series. They just finished that 2 weeks ago with Bret Hart, which I just saw. Fantastic episode.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was really good. I watched the one with Roddy Piper. That was really good. The other ones I have taped. I haven't watched yet, but it was really good. I mean, AEW was killing it. I don't know the partnership they have.
A&E.
Yeah, the same thing. Thank you. Yeah, A&E really doing a lot of WWE stuff, and they're really knocking because they're the one producing. WWE has no hand in it.
Yeah. I know WWE has nothing to do with it.
And they really knocked it out of the park. It was really, really fucking good.
Huh. I may have to give this a watch.
You should. I know you don't care about this. Like you said, you didn't care about the artifacts or the.
Yeah.
But the Ric Flair one, I know you'll have an affinity towards Ric Flair and Charlotte Flair as well.
Of course.
So them two, I know that the big thing they're looking for is the butterfly robe, and you learn how these artifacts have certain values and rarities. I'm like, interesting, very interesting. Hope it comes back for season 2. Hope Barker's come back for season 2.
You know what I think it is for part of me, what it is with like these shows that are outside of wrestling. Like the biographies, I find it a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
Especially now, I just feel like there's just so much wrestling. Now you just kind of get like wrestling out, if you will.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why I liked the last couple episodes, because you learn more.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Mick Foley doing this and finding his Mr. Sacco, finding his shirt. I was learning about Jake Roberts. I was learning about Bruce the Barber Beefcake. It was really interesting.
Okay.
So season finale, WWE Hidden Treasures, Most Wanted Treasure. I can't never get the name of the show right. A&E, Ric Flair. That should be a really, really good one. But that's all I have, Marcus. You won't be here next week. Who am I going to make fun of?
2 weeks I won't be here.
Well, we'll also be off the weekend of July 4th, so we're only going to miss 1 week.
Okay.
But who am I going to make fun of, man?
I don't know.
Who's going to be the CEO of Douchecoin?
I mean, I got to make sure I just had an interview with Chris Barton for Hollywood's Corner. I got to make
Oh, that's
sure.
right. I'm not talking to you because you didn't bring up my jacket, asshole.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Did you send him a text? Like, hey, where's Putty's jacket?
I did message him.
What'd you say? What'd you ask him?
I'll pull it up right now. Yeah, I reached out and say, hey, bro, it was great catching up yesterday. Great job with the interview. I said, thank you, bro. I said, no doubt, man. By the way, Putty wanted me to ask if you still have his jacket that he lent you from the last BWF show.
Crickets?
He hasn't even seen a message, according to this. So.
Oh, man. I'm never getting that jacket back.
Sorry, Barton. Put you on blast right now.
I showed it. Like, I was on a couple of dates. We're talking about stuff, and I showed the jacket to like the girls, and the girls love that jacket. So I kind of want the jacket back. It's a chick magnet, apparently.
But yeah, that's a good review. That's going to be hopefully coming out. I could find some time to get that out for for June 29th.
Wow.
Yeah, November. Yeah, June 29th.
All right, Marcus. My drink's done. Your drink's done. We made it through an episode of A Shot of Wrestling on Friday nights with AEW without getting interrupted by Britt Baker.
Is she losing her luster, or are we just wrapping up earlier?
Yeah, she hasn't come out yet.
No.
There's only 10 minutes left in the show.
Right.
Did we miss her? Did she have the week off?
Oh, wait. Maybe we did miss her.
Did we?
Probably. It was probably quick.
All right.
Well,
anyway, let's wrap things up.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find me at yourfavoriteactor.com.
I have been your host at Michael J. Putty.
Ba-dum-bum.
Until next week. And instead of me singing, we're going to go home with Marcus singing.
No, are you fucking kidding me?
Putty out.
But I want it that way. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why. I want it that way.